The two young brothers on Two Brothers Same Mother podcast are not professionals. Their thoughts, ideas, and theories expressed on this podcast are for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody? It's another episode of Two Brothers.
Same mammy.
Speaking of that, I never told you your disclaimer sounds like what the first person that said a speech after slavery sounded like. That's all I wanted to say. I was like, man, was he under pressure? Did he realize the gravity of him free speeching right now? Like, it was like, two brothers. You know, like you peeking out the curtains as you're talking. Like, what's coming? Torches? Tickets coming? Man. So, everybody, welcome to the fourth installment of Two Brothers, Same Mother. We're going to start out this week. This is a good week. I hope it was a good week for everybody. It wasn't a good week for me, but, you know, hey, you know, you got to keep moving in order to improve. So this week we're going to start out with our normal, open up the show, talk about what went on this week. And William, Lawrence, what went on this week with you, brother?
Recency bias is going to take a little precedence here. I had awards day for Deja yesterday, and I'm sitting there, man, I'm listening to them call all these benchmarks for ACT. And I'm sitting here like, man, I know my girl's ACT score. I know she benchmarked. I'm looking at the usual suspects, right? And I'm this is wrong, but I'm like, they benchmark, but she ain't benchmark. And man, they had set up the certificates where it was like, if you had one, you got a certificate. If you had two, you got a different certificate. If you had all of them, they called you at the end. So, so that little pressure was off. But man, she did good, man. She racked up, got a little hardware yesterday. So I was proud of it, man. And outside of that, man, just, you know, same old same, man. Working. Wifey made it through testing this week.
Man, did her hair look like the witch on Bugs Bunny when they take off and the little hairpin spinning in the air?
No, brother, she got that silk press. So that hair didn't move. It didn't move all week.
She's shaking, it don't even move. It's like
Black Beauty, baby. Black Beauty.
Hey, they gotta do one of them every time she walk in the room. It's like, woo! Look at that! Go there! Woo! You know, it's like,
oh man. She was Soul Glow minus the activated, boy. Oh, she so silky smooth.
Hey, I'm so proud of her. I love her. That's the reason why I had to get that pick with her, you know, for years about that WKU shirt. You know, to get me one, because I like to celebrate our family, you know, whether it's, you know, us, blood, and then, you know, what we blessed with. I always like to celebrate them, man. And when I come in and wear it, I'm proud because I know what she stands for and what she's achieved in life and what she will achieve. So, man, it's just, it's awesome, man. It feels good to see her walk in the room. And, you know, because I remember her just like you little kids, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I used to hang with her brother in high school and we used to run and do a whole bunch of crazy stuff we don't need to talk about. But I remember her as a little girl always, and she was even focused then when she was young. You know, it wasn't she was this bad kid. She was always quiet, always humble. So, you know, when you live that kind of life, bro, that's what comes to you.
Gotcha. What about you, man? You said you had a story, but you try to gloss over it real quick, man. So can we rewind? You said, man, something happened this week, but we ain't gonna get into that. You try to slide by it. You said your week wasn't that great, man. What happened with you?
you know, man, last week when I was getting out of the tub with one leg and, you know, kind of, I don't know if I hyperextended my knee, but it's went to the point now where the swelling just, it'll go down, but it comes back. And then the bottom of my foot starting to hurt. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go to the ER tomorrow. Probably go to the ER tomorrow. If I can't get swollen, I'm going to the ER. And it's right in that area on the inside of your knee.
Yeah.
Where your bones meet. And brother, I'm telling you what, when I try to pick my leg up and move it, it feels like somebody's over there with a chisel. John Henry's like, as I'm moving, and it's just like, and at night it's bad. I've been sleeping maybe 4 hours straight, and then I'm up off and on, and you know, done watched a whole bunch of movies.
Yeah.
We've been watching a whole bunch of movies. Other than that, your niece is in Jacksonville. Yeah, she went and took a little trip, little decompression weekend. I said, all right, do you, boo boo. But you know, it's funny, she's on vacation, but anytime we send her IG or something, she always hits us right back. And I'm like, you're not having fun. You're not having fun. Because when I go on vacation and I know my kids are secure with somebody I really trust, oh, bruh, I cut the phone off.
0 dark 30, man.
Man, and then I'll cut it back on and text one of them. I'll text CJ because he always, you know, he'll, what y'all doing? You know, and you know, the boys love their mom. So it's always like, what you doing, mom? What you doing, mom? You know.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to ask. If I'm close enough, I'll already know what's going on before she even say anything to me. Because, you know, they always on her. But yeah, the week was pretty quiet, you know, mundane, you know, gonna get that backyard taken care of. I know I keep talking about the yard. I know probably everybody's tired of hearing that, but you don't understand. Jurassic Park comes out June 10th. Jurassic Park exists in my backyard. I'm not even playing, bro. There's a pathway just for my dogs to poop. That's it. Everything else is overgrown. I swear there's a raptor running in that backyard somewhere. I don't even go back there. I go back there to grill because I got a little concrete landing that comes off the shed off the house. Well, I'm not walking through there, cuz.
Yeah.
I'm not walking through there. Hopefully the people next door do that big renovation and they're gonna take out some trees. Pastor talking about he's gonna do parking lots because it's a home, but they flipped it into the church. So I'm like, yo, do all that, cuz, because you got trees back there that look like they straight out of Sleepy Hollow. Like they old, they dead, it's creepy. I can walk out my garage and look around the corner and it's like a whole horror movie when there's a full moon. It's like, oh, there's a werewolf right there. There's a werewolf right there. I'm not going back there. I hear stuff moving. I had a garage door open at night, jamming, lights up, everything. I go over there and push that button. I don't want nothing to come in here. Nope. I got something for that, but I'm not trying to pull it out and use it. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to do that.
Oh man. Speaking of werewolves, man, I think it's a good time to transition into what's out there, man. we had some things going on this week, man. You know, another, I guess you could say, major Black celebrity died, kind of unexpected. I mean, you know, doing this thing, but I guess his heart wasn't in a good condition. I guess that's the story I've heard. What do you think about Mr. Kevin Samuels, man? What do you think about that situation in itself, man?
Two things. First of all, it's sad to lose anybody. It's sad to lose anybody. And the fact that his mother was still living and she found out via social media. That's got to be the worst. Something happened to your child, and instead of you getting informed, you have to hear it through social media. That's devastating. The biggest thing I want to bring up, though, is, you know, I never listened to what he was talking about because a lot of it to me was, it was hurtful because we give this impression in life where we can dream big, you know, and now a lot of the work doesn't have to go into it because you see the end result. You know, it's just like Kobe. You didn't see all the training he did, LeBron. You know, you didn't see what Venus and Serena went through, other than, you know, you watch King Richard, you see snippets of how they developed their success through their trial, their errors, their ups and their downs. But I don't think in that venue and I don't even think it's shaming. I just think it's a perspective. But just like a car needs gas to run, if nobody came on his show, he wouldn't have had a show. So for all those people that entertained him, to let him talk about them in a way, it was crazy to me. That's the reason why I never prescribed to it. But he was going off of being realistic. And then sometimes he went off the fact of an exploration, but what he did, in my opinion, was he made men look like we were so much more superior than women. And I posed a question the other day in the barbershop. I was like, hey, when he talked about women over 35 with 2 kids, they leftovers, I said, hey, what if that lady's husband died?
Yeah.
You don't know if that happened, man. So
Yeah.
you call a widow a leftover without knowing everything.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that guy got, you know, sick and they had to put him in a home and now it turned to kids.
True.
You don't know any of that. So I don't watch because, you know, I'm big into feeding this. A lot of times you can be on the phone and stuff so much that you can start doubting your God-given abilities and what God has called you to be. So I try to stay away from that. And here's the second part. It's funny that people would come after him after he's gone. Vivica Fox said it was karma. Why would you say that? That's unfair to that man's legacy. His podcast was only a snapshot of his entire life. And because it's the newest thing and the most current thing and the thing that made him polarizing, because a lot of it, let's be honest, is clickbait. You have 2-hour podcast, you take 2.5 minutes and you think you know that person. So that was the part that kind of messed me up when people after his death came after him. And what I thought was, you came after him because you knew that brother's intelligent, you would have got that smoke. And for somebody who's Hollywood D-lister, how dare you say anything about anybody? You dated 50 Cent. You let 50 Cent use you. Come on, boo. It's sad. It's sad, you know. What do you think about old Kevin Kev Samuels?
Man, I will be 100% honest. I never watched the show. I didn't know much about dude at all. You know, I do feel bad though when, you know, we always say, you know, RP, RP, but the last thing we want to give people when they pass away is peace. I mean, you know, we want to bring up their indiscretions or things they said or did wrong. Even not only him, even with Kobe, people were trying to bring up the rape allegations and stuff again, you know, dig up old things. I've never really understood that. I guess the only lens you could really frame it is, you know, hurt people, you know. And man, when it comes to Vivica, the spotlight she got, you know, with her, I guess, having some kind of connection to him, I guess she felt like, hey man, ain't nobody listened to me since 95 when I was in the last hit movie I was in. This is my chance to say how I really feel. You know, behind closed doors, she may have been saying this stuff forever.
Yeah.
But her platform has been dead, you know, since she robbed the bank in 92 when we was young.
Her career's been the crypt.
Man.
You know, regular grade, she her crypt.
And you know, man, that's a Hollywood decline I didn't understand, man. Like her and Tyra Banks, man, just like fell off of the movie scene so fast. Now Tyra Banks went on to do TV. So I mean, you know, she definitely had a long-lasting career with the modeling show. But like at one time, man, they was like the it girl. They were the Megan Good of every black movie. Them two, they were like alternating, you know. Yep. And then I guess it was Megan Good. Like Megan Good is the Thanos of the It Black girls. Like she got the gauntlet and she snapped them all away because she's everybody's wife and she ain't aged in 30 years, dog. Like,
hey, bro, and look, and she's not releasing that skincare regimen. That's got to be some baby lamb blood or something on her face.
nah, you know what it is.
Cracking.
You know what it is, though.
Stand out of the sun.
No, man. She went to that yard sale at Michael Jackson's house, man, and got that hyperbaric chamber he used to have, man.
Oh boy, I thought this going another route out there. You know, he had that big vat of cream over there. Yeah.
Oh, nah. You know, if you use that cream, man, you end up looking like Sammy Sosa, man. That ain't gonna work for making good, man.
You look like a whole living ghost. When you ever seen a ghost with black hair? Sammy got it. Sammy got it.
I bet you can still hit home runs, man.
I bet you could too, man. That juice ain't out of his body. It's still somewhere. You know, that keratin in your nails is still somewhere.
I wonder if he checked other on his when they asked his nationality.
No, he make his own box and say something. Something.
Oh man, that's great.
But it's human though. It's human, but it's something.
Just something.
Something. Ain't nobody in the DR, Puerto Rico as light as him. Nobody.
No, man.
They got some light-skinned people. Nobody is that light.
No.
It was translucent. He like he lived in a cave.
He fell in that vat that the Joker dropped Harley Quinn in.
Yeah.
On Suicide Squad. I'm okay. I'm okay.
But the hair was strong. It stayed black. Everything else is white.
Yep. That hair made it dead. Said, I ain't going green, but I'm going to stay black, though.
Man, he went, man, that is midnight times 10. On that light skin, but that ain't even right. He's supposed to have a different color hair when you're that light. Like, you're supposed to have some red. Remember when you were little, how your reds and stuff would come out in the summertime? That's what he should look like. No, it's black. It's black.
That hair said, I was born in the night. I was born in the darkness. I am vengeance.
I will not relinquish my blackness. I'm hanging on forever. Man, if he ever knocked out his hair, he would look a hot mess, bro.
Oh, man.
You think about him with white hair, bro?
Oh, man. Oh, man, that's funny.
Who can sit around and talk to that man? Like, I couldn't talk to him. That light with white hair, bro. I'm like, man, like, somebody stand behind him so I can make sure I'm talking to the right person.
Hey,
I can't see you, dude.
Could you imagine the day after he got that treatment done and he just walked in like nothing was different?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
You literally changed the whole race overnight, brother. Whole race overnight.
Think about how many people that wasn't ready for that moment. Like, they saw him and it's like, you know, my eyes buck really big. But could you imagine a room full of people and everybody's like, and they're not saying, they're like, who is this? It looks like Sammy. But it's walking and talking. I don't get it. Oh my goodness, man, you got me crying.
Oh, that's great, man.
Oh, poor Sammy.
That's great.
Sammy.
That's great.
Yeah, man. Kev, you know, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. And you know, it's unfortunate that everybody, you know, folks were taking a shot at what he did, but you know, whether I condone it or not, that's not for me to say. But you know, anybody that does anything, you know, and gets popular, somebody's always going to have something to say about it. And like you said, RIP, the P stands for peace. So when people pass, it's better to just be peaceful versus bringing up old stuff you didn't even bring up when that person was alive, or you had stopped talking about. And you know, when you reference Kobe and what happened in Colorado, you leave that stuff alone. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody grows, learns from mistakes, and become different people.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, that was a small snapshot of Kevin Samuels' life, not his entire life. It wasn't his whole body of work. And you can't knock somebody for doing something that people allowed him to do. Like I said, everybody had to come on the show in order for him to talk and say what he felt. So, but switching that gear, let's go into sports on sports. How about that? Sports on sports. How about that? And we ain't even talking about nobody dribbling no ball. We're not talking about nobody throwing no ball, whether it's baseball or football. We talking about family. We just celebrated Mother's Day. And on Mother's Day, there was a basketball game. But it wasn't the excitement on the floor. It was actually what was going on in the stands. My man, Chris Paul, the point guard. They call him point god. I don't say point god because there's only one God, and they're trying to say he's the best ever. Okay, he's the best point guard ever. However, his mother, wife, and kids always are in attendance to all of his games.
Yeah.
They support him 1,000%. And the kids are seen on his Allstate commercials. But here's the crazy thing. A 16-year-old took it upon himself to berate his family. And he put his hand on them. He put his hand on them. If we were Chinese, I think 2022 would be the year of the hand. Because everybody wants to touch somebody. You're not touching Chris Paul, you're touching his family. You can't be making fun of people behind them when they're at a game. Because guess what? You're at a game. Use the energy at Chris Paul. I don't care. Use it at Chris Paul. But to touch his mama, to talk to his wife, and the boy was being an irritant. And I equated that to everybody seeing what's that lottery ticket with Lil Bow Wow and them. And when Breonna Taylor was up there going, Barry, Barry, that's all I could think about. Because he was back there saying, Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Now, let me tell you something. You can talk and say whatever you want. But as a father of 4, I've been a dad for 26 years. When my kids say something more than 3 times, I snap. Because first of all, I'm listening to you, but you're not saying anything. If we are the only two in the room, I hear everything because I've watched you since you walked in the room and when you leave the room. So for that young boy to sit there behind him, behind the people, his family, and do that, man, listen. He looked about the same age as CJ. He looked about 16. I know better. He knows better. But where was his mama at? It's Mother's Day and you took the day off. Because when your son started to mess with another woman and kids, where was your nudge? Where was your pinch of the thigh? Where was the shh? Where's the stop it at? No, she allowed her kid to be an adult. And you know why that doesn't work? Because when Chris Paul walked, around from all those 6 foot plus, 7 foot people, and he said, I'll see you. That kid turned into a kid again. What did I do? Oh no. You went too far, sir. You touched my mama. You talked to my wife. I don't appreciate that. So that was my big spiel. What do you think about fans going too far once again and the repercussions that could have happened if the situations were different? What's your take?
You remember when we was young, we used to watch the cartoon and you would have the angel on one side, you'd have the devil on the other. I feel like in that situation, Chris Paul had Allen Iverson on one shoulder and Allen Iverson on the other shoulder. And Allen Iverson just kept saying, we talking about family, not the game, but family.
Good flip. I like that.
You talking about my family. And we know that Chris Paul, when he went to OKC, he spent the year without him. Yeah. When he went to Phoenix, I don't even think they live in Phoenix with him. So they're still in LA. Like this dude, even though they come to the games, his family is a big piece of what he does. But in the last few years, because he has moved around and extended his career, he's been detached.
Yeah.
When you attack the thing that you do, what you do for, it's a whole different level, man. And I think because we get wrapped up in the entertainment side of sports and the entertainment side of games, we forget that. We forget that these guys, especially the older guys, they're not just rich, I want to floss, spoiled people. They're like, okay, I've got generational wealth now. I can change what the outlook for my family is. And this thing that I do contributes to what I want for my family in the future. That's their why. You know, the worst thing you can do to a person is not necessarily to attack them, but attack their why. And that's what he did. That kid didn't realize that, or that young man, like you said, he looked young, but I mean, he didn't realize that. When you talk about the mom, though, all I can think about is her probably sitting beside him, because I seen like the footage of her following him out, but I could see her just sitting beside him, probably just into the game, not paying attention to what he's doing. And by the time it happened, it was too late. You know what I mean? Like at that point, there was probably a response from, you know, CP3's fam in some sort of way, or he had already started walking over there to see what was up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at that time, it was too late. Like she looked like somebody doused her face with cold water when she was walking out. She was just looking around like, what do you mean us? We paid $1,800 to be this close. What do you mean? What? I mean, he tapped her. He didn't, you know, I don't even know what happened. You know what I mean? But it was crazy just to see, you know, how quick they got him out. But I was glad the NBA handled it the way they did. There were so many instances in the past where they just let things ride. And I mean, and we give Russ a hard time, but Russ's run-ins with fans, I think, has heightened the awareness of the NBA.
Oh, definitely.
Because he's a wild card. You know what I mean? Like we like, man, Russ, man. I mean, you think about people that he's tight with. Like Nipsey was somebody he was cool with. So he got some street in his background. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You know, and he's a big name. He's a big draw still, even though he had an off season. But people like that, you're like, man, if we have another Malice in the Palace and it's one of our guys, like it's one of our logo men, we may not be able to come back from that. So I applaud the NBA jumping in, getting them out of there. But I do think as fans, we need to recognize that the families are there why. We can, you know, go back and forth with the players as long as it stays, you know, game related. You know, we don't know these people as human beings, man. We don't know what they dealing with, man. But you know, if I say your game is trash, that's one thing. But if I'm insulting, you know, who you are as an individual, the characteristics that make you the man you are, or the female you are, if you're watching sports with females, I think that's going, you know, past the line, man. So
I do, and I'm thinking, because basketball is the only sport where everybody is right there up against you. Yeah. Baseball, you got at least 30 yards from the wall to the baseline, you know, the baselines before you get to anybody. Hockey, you got a whole glass joint up. I think that's what they should do. I think they should reserve seats, like a certain amount of rows for reporters, families, all that, and then glass off everything else.
Wow.
I think they should just glass it off. Like,
wow.
12-foot glass right there. Nobody can go up and over, do it all the way up around the tunnels. You stop all that. You know, ain't nobody spitting, throwing, nothing. And then if somebody's going back like this and throwing, by the time their arm come down, security be done grabbing. You know, because the Malice in the Palace didn't even start with the guy throwing it. It was a bet. Hey, man, I bet you won't do that.
Ooh.
You got all these big athletes, and you're just going to chuck it?
Right. Hey, man, but you got to admit, though, my man had an arm. For him to get that man from where he threw it from.
Oh, it was good. And then you got to think about distance and height.
Yeah.
He was high throwing something low. Sometimes that always doesn't work. You know, when you throw something high, you can pinpoint a little better. When you throw something low, that's kind of a harder angle to get it. But I mean, it was perfect. It was like, pow. You know, and then I don't know what that activation was when it hit his chest. I don't know what that was. But he just said, Blackout.
Oh, no.
Beeline. Who did it? And the dude down the guy out when he got up there. He's like, he did it. You told him to do it. And he's probably 6 beers in.
Yeah.
You know, they sell those joints, the big 32s. He was probably 6 in.
Man.
I was like, dude, you got used, and then you got whooped because this dude told who did it.
Sure.
The very guy that said, I bet you won't throw it. You know, I tell my kids that all the time. I said, when somebody tell you to do it, you turn around and tell them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I bet you won't. Well, why don't you do it? Since it's your bright idea.
Mm-hmm.
And since you the scary one, you don't want to do it, you're going to ask me to do it. Why don't you do it?
Right.
Nobody ever does that. You know, they double dog their stuff, that 80s, 90s speak. No, I'm not doing that, cuz. Hey, man, I bet you won't take this shot. I bet you I won't because I'm grown. I know how to say no. I don't care what you think of me when I say no.
I don't know. I don't think we always did though, man. I remember me and you in the backyard, man, with them what were they, the spinning firecrackers or whatever, man.
I don't know, man. We had so much.
We made that seesaw, man, and we lit that joker, man. And I don't know if I jumped on the little seesaw we made or you did, man. But when that joker shot over the fence,
Oh.
we shot in the house. I don't know who dared who, but we was like, this is a good idea. But it was the worst idea, man. We could have set the whole field on fire, man.
Hey, man, Crofton was going to look like old Chicago. When the lantern got tipped over, that's what it was going to look like. Because, you know, that field was, I mean, it was either overgrown because it wasn't seasoned to plant or it was a bunch of corn. Yeah. So either way, if it have went up, bro.
And it was dry, man. We talking after the 4th, man. So it's dry. It ain't rained in days, man. It rained in days, man.
I don't know, man. I guess God allowed it to fall in some type of moisture. Because I just knew we was going to come back and the whole, because, you know, Crofton got one little engine. It looked like a minivan. They weren't going to put that out. They wasn't going to put that out. All them Hoptown would have had to send them on the parkway to come get it. We need about 3 trucks. Crofton about to burn up. The black side of town is gone.
Oh man.
How do you claim that insurance? All them homes burn up. How you claim that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Is the evidence still there? Like, will they find that one little thing like this is the cause of the fire? It's like, no, the people that own their land need to do something with it and not leave it like that. They need to go bush hog it, clean it out. They didn't. We're not doing unless we got corn out there. No, now it's the ridge would have been on fire. It would have leaked down to Baby Town. Everything would have been up in smoke. Doolin Lane wouldn't have been the same. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
In the words of Dave Chappelle, open and shut case, Johnson. Our work here is done.
Your Honor, we have these black children that was playing with illegal fireworks. These are not even sanctioned in the state of Kentucky. They were brought from Tennessee. They were brought across state line. Now we're talking about federal time. What we look like going to jail federal? We're going to little kid camps.
Hey, I can see now moms on the stand hollering, how did we get it in here? We don't have the cars. We don't have the planes. We don't have the boats. Illegal fireworks ain't our problem. Why do our kids have access?
Yeah, they didn't do it. But what she failed to remember is how crazy her husband was then and our uncles. And they used to go buy that stuff all the time.
Dude, do you remember Pops burning his hand with the sprinklers, dog? When he took the whole pack and lit it and it said, and that man looked like the Human Torch. He was like, oh, holiday's over.
Like, he had a black glove on for about 3 weeks. He think was so burnt. I was like, he's got a glove on. No, that's his burnt hand.
It's like, Daddy, you out there trying to catch hawks? Is that why you got that glove on?
Ooh, boy, tell you what, we did some mess.
Oh man.
But hey, man, it looks like we're rounding that corner, man. Yeah. That home stretch.
Most deaf.
Look like we're going home, man.
Yeah.
Like we going home. So what you got coming up this week?
Man, this week I'm gonna be 100, man. The pool at the crib is opening up. So dude gonna come in and change it from green to blue. I don't know what they do to make it that way. But I can't wait to get in it, man. It's been in the 80s last couple of days, man. It's getting hot. And I just can't wait to do a little swimming, pretend like I'm Michael B holding my breath and act like I'm boxing on Creed or something with these little bitty arms, man.
Hey, you know how to get the pool blue?
Pee in it.
Nah. You're from another planet if your piss is blue. They take the
Hey, you got mad, didn't you, man?
I got pissed.
You looked at me like I was Drew, man. Like, you got to come better than that, man.
So they take the the industrial strength blue tablets they put in urinal tape. They jam about 4 of them by your filter.
They bet not, man.
Turn it blue, bro. Then they put in like a bottle cap of bleach, and then they put the chlorine in there. You don't know the difference.
Man, whatever, man. I wish
Water smells good and spicy at the same time.
that water be a lot. It'd be a lot cheaper to get those chemicals, man, than it is what it costs to get the pool ones, man.
Bro, and that's what your nephew's asked. I was like, man, first of all, we're not made out of money. I had to cut down 100 trees, and if we got a pool back there, you know who'd be in it all the time, man. Drew would be in it all the time. Drew and Riley would be in it every day.
Yeah.
Any day it's over 70 degrees, they would be in the water.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. We slept on it last year, man. Like once school started back, man, we was like too busy. You know what I mean? That was the only thing I told wifey, man. I was just like, I just hate that. We pay the money to have somebody to come do it the right way, so I don't turn y'all green with me trying to do it. And once we get back in the routine of school, work, sports, we ain't even got time, man. By the time we get home, it's dark. Ain't nobody swimming out there in the dark, man. I mean, we got lights and stuff, man, but I ain't gonna swim for about an hour, then come in and take
You got the lights around the pool, though, don't you?
We got lights around the pool. We got a light in the pool. And then we got like the big lights up on top. Over the top of the
burglars beware lights. The burglar beware lights.
Yeah. You flip it, yeah.
Yeah, my yard.
Yeah.
I bet y'all had about 50,000 mouse back there. It'd look like a concert.
If we cut them
concerts.
Yeah, man.
If you ever at a big outdoor venue at night, look at the lights, man. It's like a billion mouse up there.
Hey, when they turn on the softball, man, at the field, man. Yeah. But I'm glad, man. I'd rather than be up there than where I'm at.
Oh, man, you ain't lying, bro. I gotta have 2 in the garage, man. I was in here fighting all week. Then one hit a spider web, and I was like, ooh, 8 legs got you. I took a little duster because I was cleaning up, and when I hit it, man, he flew away. I was like, man, that's why I do that. Why I mess with that web? I thought you was dead. You was over there playing possum.
He said,
exactly. That's how he was the whole time. I hit the web and knocked it down. I'm like, I'll get you again.
Freedom.
That's the way he flew away because he didn't come back my way. He was over there somewhere. Yeah. I want to see him looking at me like it was your fault. No, it ain't my fault. I do this once a week. And does it every day. So you fly around. And I was in a meeting one day and that thing came. And luckily I didn't have my camera on because it wasn't my turn to talk. And that man, we was in here fighting, man. I almost knocked the computer off the bar. I swung at it, hit the side of the computer, had to catch it. I'm like, man, this is Here's me. Here's how crazy this is. Right on the other side of that door, there's a fly swatter. I decided to use my hand instead of just grabbing the fly swatter. One good time. No. I'm trying to do this. Who am I, Bruce Lee? Bruce Leroy? No. Go get the fly swatter, sir. That's why you bought it for $2.95. You're about to break your computer. You want to spend $1,200 on a work computer because you think your hands are that good? No. Just saying.
Oh, man. What you got going on this week, man?
About the same. About the same. It's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be quiet work. I've got projects done, man. I'm actually ahead of the game right now, so I'm trying to look at other things I can do, which Normally I don't do that because once the projects come back with like corrections and stuff like that, that's more work. So I'll have like this, and I have this part started. Like I'll have the foundation built, but I haven't put the walls up yet.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I hate doing that because when you go back to that, it's more like a task instead of, what you enjoy doing. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have to slow myself down. Now I'll start one new project and just kind of keep it small, kind of write out my plan for it, and set up my goals, every 2 weeks. This needs to be done, that needs to be done, whatever, subject matter expert meeting I need to have to make sure that the stuff is correct. So a bunch of that, hopefully get the backyard taken care of. I know, guys, I know y'all tired of hearing about that backyard, but I promise when it's nice, we're gonna do a little extra videos. I'll go back there and might do it before and after just so y'all can have something to laugh at. Because it's hilarious right now. It's bad, y'all. Like when I show y'all before and after, y'all be like, I know a lot of people, where we from, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You got them kids, you probably got 10,000 snakes back there. And I do have a possum that lives under one of my sheds. So, he and I fight all the time. I got that whistle. I'm gonna take care of him. But the only problem is I don't want to shoot him, and if I did kill him, because I'm talking about BB gun, I got BB guns for stuff. But if that joker comes out and I kill it and I gotta move it, like all animals stink when they're dead and decomposing, but there is something extra rancid about a possum because it ain't nothing but a large rat. And if it's more than 2 days dead, the whole block gonna know it's dead. And I don't want it to bring any other, predators because this is a woodland area next to my house and deer and everything run through there. I got raccoons like people walking through the other side. I'm like, man, don't ever come over here, bro. Because I've got nothing for you. Absolutely nothing.
Hey, possums are marsupials, right?
No, they're rats. They're marsupials, but they're rats.
So they got the pouch, right?
I don't know what they got, man. I don't know if they got a fanny pack.
I'm just trying to figure out if they stink because they put the trash that they get at the dumpster in their pouch.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna ask Siri. That's what you do. Oh, hey Siri. What's a possum?
A possum is a marsupial.
Siri ain't listening this morning. She just got a problem. Hey Siri. Oh, maybe if I call the right name, it's Alexa. Hey Alexa. What is a possum?
Possums is a paraphyletic suborder of about 70 species of small to medium-sized arboreal marsupials native to Australia, New Guinea, and Sulawesi.
It's an arboreal marsupial. It's marsupial.
Dang.
Thank you, Alexa. You can be quiet.
Does arboreal mean they don't have a pouch?
Well, no, it means they originated over in Australia.
Man, what kind of I don't understand.
You got to remember, boats have been traveling way longer than airplanes.
True.
So on them nasty voyages, because they used to make that run from England to Australia, because everybody knows Australians are prisoners from England. But when they start doing trades and Australia was trading with the US, a couple of marsupials probably was on that. And they got out in the wild, and here they are. It's like armadillos. Like, why would you see an armadillo?
That's exactly what I was thinking about, man.
Why would you see an armadillo in Illinois?
I see armadillo, man. When I'm running, I see armadillos lined up across down the street like it's the Holocaust, man. I'm like, where are all these armadillos at, man?
And here's the thing too, like, do they think they can beat a car? Like, do they think they can, like, if you hit an armadillo, your car flip over? Like, that's what they think. Because bruh, I'm just like, dude, like armadillos have the worst luck.
Oh yeah. They are for however many thousands of them that I've seen running, man. I've never seen one jump out like the squirrel and then be able to recover, man.
But here's the thing. Back in the day, it used to be turtles. Remember when turtles would always be on the side of the road?
Man, maybe I was
once in a while, Yeah, every once in a while you see a turtle here and there. You wouldn't see much anything else, but I think armadillos is taking over for the turtles.
That's crazy, man. I don't know, man. I'm a poach him for the armor though, dog.
Man, make me a whole suit.
Hey, do they wear over armor shirts? No.
I couldn't laugh because your nephew walked in there talking about, hey, Dad, I want to get a snack. Then I said, I'm recording. He's like, boom, I'll be back. I was like, come on, man. Come on.
Gotta feed the kids, man. Gotta feed the children.
But I should have put that movie on Good Guys because he's been asking me about it. It's in theaters now. I was like, okay, but I'm not paying $8, $11 for me. You gonna want snacks. By the time I walk out, it's $40 for a cartoon. I don't.
You can pay $20 on Paramount or
Yeah,
Voodoo.
that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna rent it. He'll have it all weekend.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man.
I believe it. I liked it. I like the little setup, and then them having to, kind of, fix their reputation. I was like, okay, that feel like a feel good movie. You got room to grow in that movie.
Yeah. It was all right, man. And I hate cartoons, man. I actually watched all of it, but about the 4 or 5 minutes I dozed off. Other than that, it was good, man.
Devil, you don't like cartoons no more?
No, man, I don't know what it is, dog. I ain't feeling them no more, man. I don't know what happened.
You slowly losing your youthfulness.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, he's like, man, look, the world is tough, man. I ain't got time for the ha-has and he's from the animated variety. I ain't got time for that no more. I'm a grown man.
Peter Pan flew in that window and he gave that thimble away. Can't fly no more. I'm stuck.
Hey, we all have to grow up. That's the beauty of life. We all have to grow up. But anyway, if everybody would do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the bell so you can get a notification. Bing bong. Even though now we're on every Monday. So you'll get that notification probably first thing in the AM. So if you're going to work, and please don't look at it if you're driving, because I know some people got to commute. Just put it on. It's going through your car. Put your face down. Let it ride. Just listen. You'll laugh maybe. Maybe you'll think about something. Maybe somebody at your job will do something and you'll be like, I know what Will and Chris was talking about because I just had that happen to me. And because of them encouraging words they said, now I can deal with it without dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? It's better deal with it than deal with it. Amen. Amen. Well, anyway, y'all, this has been the 4th episode. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace. 2 brothers.
Same mother.
Still slavery.
Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom.